What's up, guys? All right, I'm going to tell you briefly what's going on with the state police coming to my house because I mentioned it in a video, I mentioned it in the tags, and some people are freaking out. They're really, really nosy, but not really nosy because I happen to mention it. It's my fault for initiating the thought, and some people, just want to know what's going on. Now, I can't tell you everything that's going on, and there'll be plenty of videos relating to gun stuff in the future as well as the NRA. Very detailed videos that you have to see. They're very, very important. But for now, I can't make any of those videos for obvious reasons. You'll see why when I do make the videos. But anyway, I can tell you briefly what happened. One of my guns were lost or stolen. And I'll explain why why that is. The gun in question here was a 1911. It was my Rock Island Armory. Okay, the one I was running dirty for a long time. Well, it's gone through some extra testing, which was unplanned, and it was crushed with my van in a compact machine at a junkyard. At least that's where I believe it went. It may have been stolen. So now you're going, what? Yeah, basically the short version of the story is my car broke down almost a month ago now. A 2002 Chevy Venture just crapped out on me. It kept shutting off, and I finally was lucky enough to get it home. It's in the driveway, and I'm thinking, you know what? I have not a penny to put into this vehicle. And it turns out later that I found out that it was a blown head gasket. That's what the problem was. But anyway, no money to invest in the vehicle at all. Just can't afford to fix it. So, all right, I got no car. Now, it's going to sit in my driveway for how long? And where I live, there are certain regulations and rules. You can't have a vehicle. It's like an eyesore. It may seem ridiculous, but it's just what it is. So, yeah, I'm thinking, you know what? This thing's going to sit in the driveway forever. I'll never have money to fix it. So I'll just sell it. Put an ad up that very day. Okay, the car broke down coming home from work, and it must have been like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Put up an ad by 1:30. Figured this out. Had a guy call me by 2 o'clock. He's at my house looking at the vehicle by 3 o'clock. Okay, with cash in his hand, maybe an offer for $200, and I took it. And because first of all, I can't fix it. I don't have the means, the tools, or the time to part it out. I make money on parts. I don't have a vehicle to even ship the parts, to go to the post office, because where I work, we don't deal with postage coming in or out unless it's prepaid. So, yeah, I can't part it out. I've personally taken vehicles to the local scrapyard where I live for just, for metal content. And the guy's like, he offered me like $60 one time or $80 for a car. So I'm like, all right, forget that. So at this point, this $200 is looking fine. It's going to take away a problem I have and give me a little bit of money towards some other stuff. All right, fine, $200. Everything happened so quickly. I'm cleaning out my car in a rush, which I should not have done. Okay, and this was totally my fault. I don't, blame anyone for this. This is my goof up, and it was a pretty big goof up. But guess what I forgot? I forgot to take out my loaded 1911, which was locked inside the passenger seat. Underneath the seat, there's a pull-out drawer that locks, and I always kept that gun in that seat. That was my vehicle gun, so I always had something if I don't know what the situation was going to be, but that was my backup gun that's always been in the vehicle. I had that in there, and as well as my GPS, which I also miss. But anyway, so I sell the car to the guy, take everything out. At least I thought I took everything out. I'm like, and everything's so rushed, and I'm so like, I was really like aggravated and kind of pissed off that all this is happening. I'm like, oh man, I got to sell a car for $200, and I'm trying to think ahead, like, all right, well, I have no vehicle now, so how do I work this out and this out? So, I wasn't straight-minded, but still, my fault. Should have really calmed down, took more time to think about things. Anyway, he drives off. He brought a truck and a trailer for it, so drives off the vehicle. That's it, said and done. The very next day, I was going to borrow a friend's car to go pick something up somewhere, run an errand, and I'm like, oh, I'll just grab the GPS because it was somewhere about 3 hours away that I've never been to. So I'm like, oh, I'll grab the GPS. I'm looking for it. Can't find it. Thinking, what did I do with it? And I'm looking in the pile of stuff that I took out of the car. And I'm going, oh, you know what? Crap. I bet it's in that drawer, underneath the passenger seat. And then the moment I thought about that, I thought my stomach dropped and my heart dropped. I'm like, oh no. That gun's in there too. It's not just my GPS. And like I felt sick to my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, now what? So obviously I have the bill of sale for this guy. So I call him up. This is the very next day, right after the sale. I call him up, So, hey, did you happen to look through that car? I left some stuff in there. He goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. When I brought it home, me and my father, his father's a mechanic or something, they looked at the car, they saw there's a blown head gasket. So they brought it to the junkyard, scrapped it that day. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no, the thing was, it must have been crushed by now. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I told the guy at that point, I said, look, there's something very, very important in the passenger seat. Underneath, there's a locked box in there, and it has a firearm in it, as well as a GPS system and a couple other random things that, that I'd like back. And he goes, you're kidding me. He said, you know what? I'll tell you what, I'll call the junkyard today, and I'll call you back later and let you know. I'll let you know if it was crushed yet or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, fine. And I'm waiting for this guy to call me back. He never calls me back. Called him multiple times, countless times over the next like 2 or 3 days. I'm thinking, all right, this guy's just, he's avoiding my calls. So I'm thinking in my mind that either the car was crushed and he just doesn't care, or perhaps he went, found the gun, and now he just kept it, figured he stole it and just going to lie about it. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I got to, call state police. I got to, file a police report and everything, so this way I have no legal connection to this gun. Now in Pennsylvania, we don't register guns, but obviously when I purchased it, the last known owner is me. So if this gun was perhaps used in a crime or something, then I am still fully liable for that firearm. So I wanted to, do the right thing, call the police. They came all out to my house. That's what I was waiting for. And very respectful cops. They handled it really nice. They realized that I was responsible, and that this was like kind of a freak thing. Now, the experience I had with the cops was when they first arrived, there was two cops, like a really young cop and an old cop. And the young cop just had no like emotion at all. He was just there, just trying to do his job. The older cop, he started off like, gave me like the you moron, you lost a gun kind of a thing. And then as he started talking to me and realized that it was kind of a circumstantial thing, that it wasn't just me being careless, although I was careless and I do, have full responsibility for that. But it was just, it's a freak thing. So towards the end of the conversation, we started talking about all kinds of stuff, like shooting on state land in PA and all these different things, just shooting the breeze. And they turned out to be very respectful. But anyway, they took my report and everything. I had all my paperwork there, my original bill of sale. By the way, if you guys are buying guns, save every little documented piece of paper that you ever have with that firearm. You don't want to lose all that stuff, okay? I had everything ready to go. I even had a little booklet that I kept all my guns in. It's like when you join the NRA, they give you like a, like a little, it's kind of a book, soft cover booklet that allows you to enter information and pictures and stuff of your gun collection so you keep track of it. I had that ready to go. I had, my original bill of sale. I had the paperwork that I filled out when I got the gun, showing that I was the only owner and so forth. So they were very appreciative that I was ready to go and responsible. And so then the guy asked me, if I had a carry permit, because obviously it was in the car. And, in Pennsylvania, you can legally open carry. But once you're in a vehicle, it's a different situation. It's considered concealed, which some people may not know that. Pennsylvania, you can open carry a firearm, just as a citizen, okay, if you're 18 years or older. But once you get into a vehicle, you're concealing it. It's just one of those technical things that, some people may not know. So he's like, oh, you have a carry permit. I'm like, yeah, sure, here it is. And he's like, okay, cool. So anyway, that was done. I filled out the police report. That's all I can tell you right now. Okay, there are very important steps that are to be taken in the future. I'm still waiting for paperwork to come in the mail. I'm waiting for a copy of the police report and so forth. And there's definitely some stuff regarding the NRA that you guys do not know about. I guarantee a lot of you do not know about it. And I will be making videos in the future, okay, regarding this issue. I can't answer any questions about it right now. I'm still in the process of figuring stuff out. Once I get a result, no matter either way how it works out, I will make videos talking about this experience and what I'm referring to with the NRA. It's very, very important stuff. I just can't tell you right away about it until this whole thing gets settled. But anyway, I have no legal attachment to this firearm anymore. So if it does turn up, if it was in fact stolen, because the follow-up, basically the cops called this guy, through the bill of sale, they had his contact info, and he gave him the same story that, yeah, I bought the car from the guy, I didn't know it was there, just scrapped it, and that's it. They can't follow up with the junkyard and find the car and stuff. It's just not their obligation, I suppose. But I have no attachment to it. So if it does pop up somewhere and it's sold, whatever, it'll be flagged, in the system that it was lost or stolen. So I have no attachment to that gun anymore. But the whole thing stinks. It's a horrible situation. It's a lesson learned. It was definitely dumb. Take full responsibility for it. It was locked up, which plays a very pivotal role in a lot of different things, which you'll find out in the future. If you do keep a gun in the vehicle, make sure it's locked up for a lot of different reasons. But anyway, I know some people are just jonesing and trying to figure out what the heck's going on, and maybe even annoyed because I happened to mention it and that was it. I'm telling everyone, well, you have to wait to see because I don't know information. So anyway, that's just your preview of what's to come with the rest of that story. But yeah, that stinks. That's a lot of people out there own many firearms and they've never lost them or had them stolen or any kind of issues with that. It's a hassle to say the least. Definitely a concern. But I will tell you the rest of the story as it pans out. Like I said, very, very important information about the NRA. Is it good or bad? That depends on what happens next. But there's certainly things you don't know that you need to know as an NRA member. And I promise you, I will tell you them when the time's right. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I don't feel as bad letting the gun get dirty now that it was completely crushed, if that is the case. Man, that sucks. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. So I just want to let you know as much as I have. And I will definitely make more videos on this in the future as things pan out. So thanks for watching. And stay tuned for the drama as it unfolds. But for now, I'll just do some other stuff until I get more information. So take it easy. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.